What is Canada? An advanced listening exercise. You will hear the comments of 5 famous Canadians about what Canada is and what it means to them. After each comment, you will hear some questions. Please pause the video to answer the questions. The first famous Canadian that we will hear from is Miriam Bedard. When I was a young person, I trained as a cadet with the Canadian Army, making my way to the Arctic Circle and to the Rockies, and sleeping outside as I went. I began a great love affair with this country and its wildness. Now when I train, I may go 30 kilometers deep into the bush, finding strength in the sheer wildness around me. It can get so wild that I can come face to face with grizzlies and brown bears, but it is also very freeing, connecting me to a sense of space and speed. Canada, for me, is this wildness. It is as vital to my sport as the air I breathe. Who is Miriam Bedard? Please pause. Miriam Bedard is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. She is an athlete. In your own words, what is Canada for Miriam Bedard? The next famous Canadian that we will hear from is Gerhard Hertzberg. In 1935, I came to Canada, a refugee from Germany and the Nazis. I traveled by train across the prairies on my way to Saskatoon. As we passed through small railway stations, I would see perhaps 2 or 3 houses, a grain elevator. Where were the people? I wondered. But when I arrived in Saskatoon, I found them. These people were curious, kind, and friendly, and they had the time to listen to me and my story. I settled in to work at the University of Saskatchewan and found colleagues of considerable repute. Canada is really the country that saved me. I have a sort of a hunch that Canada is my country. Who is Gerhard Hertzberg? Gerhard Hertzberg is a distinguished research scientist. In your own words, what is Canada for Gerhard Hertzberg? The next famous Canadian that we will hear from is Evelyn Hart. The marvelous thing about this country is that there is such a chance to discover who you are. We have big blue open skies and the prairies, and somehow that has given us an openness of spirit and a simplicity. We Canadians have heart. As a dancer, I try to bring these qualities to my work. I try to be natural, committed, and hardworking. In this way, I can bring Canada to the world and to the people who come to see us dance. Who is Evelyn Hart? Evelyn Hart is a ballet dancer with the Royal Winnipeg Ballet. In your own words, what is Canada for Evelyn Hart? The next famous Canadian that we will hear from is Julie Payette. In January 1992, I answered a newspaper ad for a job as a Canadian astronaut. 6 months later, after a rigorous selection process, I was selected into the 8-member astronaut corps and granted the privilege of representing Canada in space. This is a most uncommon and challenging opportunity, but it is also a way to contribute back to a country that has given me so much. For Canada is a country of unlimited possibilities, a country that has allowed me the freedom to try to be whatever I wanted to be. In Canada, anyone can set goals and fulfill dreams, and that is indeed its true beauty. Who is Julie Payette? Julie Payette is a famous Canadian engineer and astronaut. In your own words, what is Canada for Julie Payette? The last famous Canadian that we will hear from is Greene. I was born on Turtle Island, North America, as the colonists say, in what is now called Canada, our home and native land. As an actor representing Canada, I take great pride in calling my home my home. As I travel around the world, I realize how far we humans have come and how little distance we have attained. Through it all, Mother Earth sustains, living under the weight of her bickering children. Through it all, I take great comfort in knowing that no matter where I go, I can click my heels 3 times and say, there's no place like home. Who is Greene? Greene is an Indigenous actor from Canada. In your own words, what is Canada for Greene?